Hey everyone, I wanted to do a video today on key tips and tricks in making your salon experience the best it can be. Now, I'm a hairstylist and I have perspective on both sides. You know, I've been a client before and I like my hair to look good, so I know how it feels to go somewhere new for the first time and be totally nervous because, you know, you don't know what it's gonna come out like. Or, you know, on the stylist side, you know, sometimes people don't understand, you know, the best things to do in a situation to make it an easier experience. So I'm going to give you some insight today and hopefully it will help. The first tip that I'm going to give you is if you're going to try something new, like say you've been going to your stylist forever and you always get highlights. But you know what? You're in a new point in your life. You want to try something new. You want underneath color, or you want, you know, highlights with like an all over color, you know, whatever you're going to do differently. Make sure when you call and make the appointment, let your stylist know, because the more time she has to work on you, the more, you know, work she's going to put into it, the better it's going to look, because she's not going to feel pressured for time. And sometimes, you know, I think people fail to do that. You know, you just get caught up, you call and say, oh yeah, I want my roots retouched, and you've been going to that person for years and they just think, oh, she wants her roots retouched or she wants highlights. And then when you go in, you know, tell them, oh, well, I really want to do this and this and this. And it can put a lot of pressure on the stylist. It can put a pressure for time. So make sure you let them know kind of what your expectations are and what, you know, you're wanting to go for whenever you come in or whenever you make the appointment to come in. The second tip, number 2, is if you're going to try something new, arrive, you know, a few minutes early, like a new haircut or something. Arrive a few minutes early, whether it's 10 minutes early or 15 minutes early, just to ensure that you have enough time to maybe look in some magazines. Like if you're not sure what kind of haircut you want, looking at magazines can help, and it can, you know, give you a little bit of a better visual to show your stylist. I know a lot of times people describe things, but it's best to have a visual. So arrive a few minutes early so you can look at magazines and you can kind of prep. The third tip that I'm going to have is make sure that you ask questions. When you're sitting in the chair, do not be afraid to ask questions. Your stylist should be there to help you. And I know some stylists are not good at that. And honestly, if they're not, I would recommend trying somewhere else, because I feel like when I do my clients, I feel like it is so important for them to understand how to maintain a haircut, how to maintain a color, how to style it. So I try to teach them things as well. So find a stylist that's willing to explain things to you. I mean, and I'm not talking about necessarily how they do your highlights or how they do your color, because that's their job. But you should know kind of how to maintain it. And if you have any questions, you should feel comfortable asking. So find a hairstylist that you're comfortable with and ask questions. The fourth tip that I'm going to get is do your research. If you're going to a new salon, do research on your computer. Many salons have websites now, and you can kind of find out what they're about. You know, and another great research is word of mouth. Honestly, if you want to try somewhere new and you know somebody who you just adore their hair, or they're always, you know, getting color or cut done and it always looks great, ask them where they go. You know, that is really the best way to find out, because, you know, if someone really can vouch for them, then that says a lot more than, you know, written words. So make sure you do your research, whether it's online or whether it's word of mouth. It can make a big difference in your results and how happy you are in the end. Okay, and the fifth tip that I'm going to give today is if you're going, you know, to pick a new style, please be realistic. A lot of people, you know, get caught up in the moment, and I am so bad about that. Like, I can totally sympathize with all of you out there who just adore Jennifer Aniston's hair. That's probably the #1 picture that people bring into the salon. They love her hair. They love how easy it looks and how beautiful she is. And oh my gosh, if I could look like her when I'm her age, you know, praise the Lord. Like, she is just so beautiful and just amazing. You know, her hair is just gorgeous. However, you know, even if you have a cut that's similar to Jennifer Aniston's, or you have color that's similar to Jennifer Aniston's, it is not going to make you look like Jennifer Aniston's. Lord knows I wouldn't. I don't look like her. And not only that, you know, it just may not flatter your face. So be realistic. Keep an open mind. That is so important when you look at pictures. And I've been guilty of it too. You kind of get caught up in the moment. Like I would be doing even a client, you know, who decided to go red that day and it looks great. And I'm like, oh, I want to do this. I want to go red. But then I do it on me and it's just not so hot. So, you know, keep an open mind. And I've got one more tip for you, and that is try to find a stylist that is going to be honest with you. And what I mean by that is some stylists have a hard time doing this, and it is hard sometimes because you'll have a client in your chair and they really want something, but you know that it's just not going to work for them. Find a stylist that's going to be up front with you, be straight with you, because that's going to make it easier because you're not going to have so much trial and error. And you want them to do what you want too, because, you know, you're the customer. You want to find someone that's going to do what you want. But make sure that, you know, if you say, well, this is what I want, what do you think? Make sure that they're, you know, going to be upfront with you, because sometimes it's just too far of a stretch, you know. You know, you've got black hair and you're wanting to go platinum blonde, and it may not be possible, you know, it may not work. So I would advise, you know, getting a good relationship with your stylist, you know, going somewhere and building that relationship, finding someone that you kind of click with, because, you know, sometimes you just click with people. Find somebody that you just click with and that you can trust and you feel comfortable with, because they'll tell you, you know, if your hair is just not going to be able to do that, or if it's going to be too much on your hair, you want them to be honest with you, because it's much better than trying to do it and then it not turning out. So, you know, find someone with honesty. But that is my tips for today, and I hope it will help you out when you do go to a new salon, or you're trying a new look with your hairstylist, so you can have the best salon experience possible, because I know it's nerve-wracking sometimes. But I hope you're all having a great President's Day, and I will talk to you later. Bye.